Hi, my name is Roman Johnson, and I will be going over the PowerPoint for our Jeopardy Battle Arena project. What is our Jeopardy Battle Arena project? It is a web-based multiplayer game. It's a web-based multiplayer Jeopardy style game. It allows 2 to 4 players. It handles scoring, questions, turns, and results. Um, yeah, the purpose of this project, we just wanted to make a web-based Jeopardy style game. That's pretty much about it. I'm a big gamer. I love video games, so anytime I get a chance to make a video game, I'm always going to jump on it. Now, file structure. The project consists of a few files, a few PHP files, and then a external cascading style sheet. Just didn't show up here because it's a style sheet. Doesn't really matter. Um, the index, which is it's basically the home screen. It's a player setup screen. The index does a lot. We'll talk about that later. But the index does a lot. Game board does a lot. Um, really in depth. But for right now, just to keep it simple, the index is just basically the home screen. Then you have the game board, which displays categories and questions. Then you have the question file, which it has handles question and answer logic. Final, which is just final round logic. Results, which displays the final scoreboard and winner display. And then common, which just has shared functions and handles PHP sessions. So how does the game work? So the first major file is the index. That's the start. That is where everyone starts the game at the index. The session initializes the player list, scores, and categories. The game board loads Jeopardy categories dynamically. Players choose a question by value, and answering update score and moves on to the next player. All of this will be expanded upon, and you'll have a chance to see this in the demo. For session management, we were using PHP sessions to track and store a lot. PHP sessions are storing players, scores, current player turn, current categories, question states, final wagers. Yeah. This ensures that no matter how many pages the player moves through, the game state stays consistent. Um, and in common PHP or the common file, we initialize the session, and there we have created helper functions like sanitize, initialize game if needed, stuff like that. Basically, this is just all done to just maintain clean session states. And also in the project demo, I don't know if it's highlighted there or not, but get this, okay? There's a red star. If you go into a question and then back out, the game board will actually update to reflect that you're in progress on a question. And it leaves a little tiny little red star to note that, hey, this is the question you were at, So, kudos to us. Patting ourselves on the back. Okay, so moving on. The index. Now, like I said earlier, the index is really big. Like the index handles a lot. It reads post data for player names, validates at least 2 players, initializes session variables, and it redirects the game board. Some other things that the index does, like I said, it handles collecting player names and validating that at least 2 players are entered. But it prepares the player array. It fills the score array with zeros. It redirects the game board. Does a lot. Also, um, the index has if server request method equals post, um, which it's there to ensure the page only processes logic after the form is submitted. Right. The index, like I said, this then you have the game board. The game board acts as the main hub of the game. It displays the categories, the question values for each categories, buttons to select the questions. Handles a lot. It links to question.php with category value parameters. So for every question, I generate a link. Well, sorry, for every question, we generate a link. And that link, it looks like question.php, and then like I said, there's category value pairs, right? So in the code, which I will actually show. In the code here, there's a category, and then there are question answer pairs, and each question answer pair is actually sorted by the value amount. So, little interesting thing about how that's done. So yeah. Yep. Questions and scoring. Like I said earlier, question PHP loads the correct question. Player submits answer. The question file validates correctness and adjusts score, and then it moves turn to the next player. Very simple. It just goes, player order is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and it just goes player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4. Very simple. Then there's the final round. Excuse me. The final round handles final wager and final question. Players input wagers based on score. And final also compiles the results and displays it. And results displays the final ranking and highlights the winner and gives an option to restart the game. So some things that we could do to improve this project in the future is adding real database support, adding authentication in player profiles, implementing a question editor so that people can make their own, games instead of a web development style Jeopardy game, creating animations and sound effects, adding a timer for each question, making it mobile responsive, and adding multiplayer over the internet. And here's our project demo.
Okay, so on our index PHP page, we have the main menu. It asks for 2 to 4 players to begin. Player 3 is optional, player 4 is also optional. We can put in 2 players. Player 1 we have John, player 2 we have Victor. I hit the start game, and it loads up the Jeopardy board. As you can see, we have our themes are HTML, CSS, PHP, general web, title, who's currently at turn, and we have the scoreboard right here, which includes 2. If you had more players, it would stack up. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and click, and as you can see, once you click, it loads up the question and answer bar. All you gotta do is answer it. So type in the answer and we hit submit answer. If you get it correct, this is what it will say, correct, and then there's a button to bring you back to the board. You can see John's score adjusted by 100 because he hit the 100. Now it would be Victor's turn. So let's go ahead and answer some of these. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens if you get one wrong. If you get one wrong, see what does CSS stand for? The correct answer was cascading style sheets. You lost 100 points. As you can see, it deducts 100 points from John for getting it wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and answer some more of these so that they can get through with the demo. Okay, as you can see, this one was the daily double. The user could enter a wager amount and the answer. So if you know how daily doubles work, you can put down a wager your points, and you could double the value. So I'm just gonna put something like 300. If you get it right, see, we earned 300 points. So since that was the last question, after that it leads you to Final Jeopardy. As you can see, it gives both player options to wager a certain however much they want to wager. So let's say John just has to wager everything, and I could just wager nothing if I wanted to. I wagered 200. So let's just say they both got it wrong. As you can see, it calculates the score at the end. John lost all his points. He got 5 correct, 2 incorrect, 71.4% accuracy. Got Victor, scores 1200, 6 correct, 1 incorrect, 85.7. So this the results page. This is the last page you'll see. If you click play again, as you can see, it brings you back. You can do another run with more people to show you that it works. As you can see, the daily double also shifts around. I put a little indicator right here. This is for test purposes to see which one is the double daily. See in the corner right here, there's a little red dot. If I click on it, daily double. So since we don't really have any points, we have to wager 0. Okay, so I'm gonna just run through this real quick. Okay. As you can see, we're at the end. Just playing random. And this is what the leaderboard looks like with 4 players. Okay, so that's the end of the demo.